Halloween's coming. What are you going to do about it? Whether you do a little or a lot, be an original this Halloween and find yourself at Hallmark.
And at participating Hallmark stores, get your hands on the Spooky Sounds tape, full of creepy sounds and Halloween theme songs. Only at participating Hallmark stores. It's a scream.
Elvira here, Mistress of the Dark and sometimes Surfer Babe, because Coors Light is the official beer of Halloween, and the party's at the beach, Malibu Beach, where you can hang ten. Look, Frankie and Annette. And of course, when it's time to chill, just reach for that cooler of Coors Light. Aged ice cold, never frozen stiff. It's the right beer now for Halloween. Just look for the Silver Bullet Smooth display and dig up your friends now for a party at the beach. Happy Halloween, dudes.
This story takes place immediately after the events of The Raft from Creepshow 2. Slick. The blonde kid thrashed through the murky water and clawed his way up the mud bank. He flopped over and bellowed at the oily gyre in the lake. "I beat you! I beat you!" The viscous thing reared up like a cobra and beached itself, swallowing the young man whole. Rupert lit a cigarette and watched the brackish mass slough back into the lake with its prize. He'd been up all night watching those idiots on the raft as they got picked off by old Slick. Some of them might have made it if they'd had better instincts. They could have shoved someone off as bait or just rolled the dice and dove in separate directions. Not even Slick could be everywhere at once, although it sometimes seemed like it. In the end, it had saved him a bullet. Rupert couldn't let word about Slick get out. Their lemon-yellow Camaro was parked at the edge of the lake, with the stereo blasting rock and roll. He carefully moved in and killed the music, keeping his movements smooth and his eyes on the lake. Slick flicked a spider silk tendril up and snatched a darting dragonfly. Not even 4 potheads could put a dent in Slick's appetite. Rupert searched the car. College sweatshirts, jerseys, books. He sighed. It was a non-event when a drifter or an old person disappeared out here. Rupert knew this and chose his victims carefully. Worthless people that no one would miss. These kids had come out from Horlicks University, rich kids with worried mommies and daddies who wouldn't stop until an army of cops, rangers, and volunteers were out combing the entire countryside. Judging by their antics, they'd likely raised hell and left an impression on everyone they'd passed along the way. Maybe Rupert would get lucky, and the lake would freeze over before the police found it. He imagined Slick snacking on a bunch of police divers while their partners on the shore gaped in horror and unloaded everything they had into the churning froth of blood and guts. Sure, that would be a hoot, but it would also mean the end of his backwoods paradise. Half the fun of killing people was watching Slick snack on the bodies. Slick was more than just Rupert's pet or accomplice. The remorseless, insatiable mass of black slime was his spirit animal. Maybe he could push the car into the lake. It wasn't bottomless, but it was damn near close. There was a vast underground lake system beneath Stantonville. Rupert suspected that was where Slick had come from, burped up during an earthquake or something, unable to return to its world of primordial darkness. He slowly made his way around the vehicle and shoved the bumper. The Camaro rocked and sank slightly into the mud. He'd have to put his back against it, push with his legs. Rupert hated taking his eyes off the water. Dragonflies hovered over the dark surface of the lake. A pair of geese swooped down to skim the water with their wings, and then soared away. Maybe Slick had chased a turtle to the bottom. He put his back into it and strained. The Camaro glided, rolled, and picked up speed. Rupert gave it a final push and chuckled to himself. remembering that last cocky kid. The nose of the Camaro splashed into the water. Rupert shoved off to keep himself well out of the danger zone. He lunged forward and then snapped back, belt stuck on some part of the Camaro. His feet slid across the mud, gouging brief trenches before slipping into the water. Rupert's laughter was lost in the bubbles of the sinking car. The ripples died out, and the lake was satin smooth once more. No trace left but the little shimmering oil slick.
Do you know me? It's frightening how many novels of suspense I've written. But still, when I'm not recognized, it just kills me. So instead of saying I wrote Carrie, I carry the American Express card. Without it, isn't life a little scary?
To apply for the card, look for an application and take one.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Gosh, Burger Chef, it's Wolfburger the werewolf.
Where can I get delicious burgers? Where can I get fun food? Where, oh where?
At Burger Chef.
Where?
And now at participating Burger Chefs, you can buy fun meals that now come on Halloween magic meal trays. There's a magic trick in each fun meal. There are 10 different magic meal tricks you can collect.
Burger Chef, you're incredible.
You've always wondered what it was like to kill somebody, how it would feel to change the world in such a profound way. There's only one way to find out. But who to kill? A child? No, you're not a monster. A prostitute, maybe? Easy to lure. How many whores get killed in a day? They'd stop looking for you after a few days. But that seems too easy. It has to be a man. Grown-up man. You're only going to do this once, might as well do it right. Besides, a predator is judged by what he chooses for prey. How to do it? Shooting is too noisy. You don't get to see the end. Stabbing? Sliding a thin blade into someone, between the ribs, puncture the heart? No, too messy. Something else. Strangle. Yes, to look someone in the eye as they take their last breath. What are they thinking? What do they see? To feel their body go limp. Dead. Dead because of you. If you're going to strangle a man, you better get strong. On the way to work every day, you pass that Brazilian jiu-jitsu place. Introductory offer. 12 months for the price of 6. Cough up the money, it'll be worth it. A few weeks learning the basics. You begin to feel like you could take somebody. Some dope, some asshole. Who should you kill? You're only going to do this once, so it has to be good. Somebody that deserves to die. Not like some pedophile or wife beater. More of a general, non-specific asshole. Some jackass that doesn't stop all the way at a 4-way intersection. Some rude bastard. Somebody that should know better. Should you follow somebody? Stalking for days? Or should it be a random guy? When? Pick a day or just let it happen. You've been methodical this whole time. Pick a day. Pick a time. Where? Where should you find your victim? Your boss? A co-worker? Nah, those guys are all okay. Not especially offensive. And it could lead back to you. A stranger. A random nobody. He only existed, lived his whole life to be the person you kill. A stranger. You have to think of a place where you can find some rando jackass that deserves to fulfill his destiny and die at your hand. Target. You give yourself a pat on the back for the delicious meta quality of that choice. Go into Target to find a target to murder. You enter through the underground parking lot. Get one of those enormous red baskets. Throw some stuff in it. Target stuff. You take in the location as you look for a victim. You can buy a TV here, and a gallon of milk, pajamas and ammonia and toilet brushes. If you could kill a concept, murder a retail location. If you could choke the life out of capitalism, you'd kill this place. The bright lights, spotless white floors, everything just so. This whole building, every brick, every tile, deserves to die. You pass a chubby woman who no doubt has an equally chubby husband somewhere who's lusting after the swimsuit model. Her ugly kids are too indulged, too self-possessed to even notice you. The kids never look up from their phones as they shuffle beside their mother's slowly pushed cart. She herself rarely looks up from whatever a fat mother or two looks at on her phone. Maybe you should... No, stick to the plan. Look at this jerk, leaving the pharmacy. Little paper bag, probably picking up his Valtrex. Diseased, nasty. You're convinced that's what it is. This guy. He picks up some cookies, cold cuts, white bread, soda. Cold cuts, white bread, soda, cookies, Valtrex. This guy is single. You follow him, hanging back. He squeezes past the fat mother, muttering something. Fuck this guy. You're impressed by your following skills. These days, people are so in their own heads, they wouldn't notice a brass band marching behind them. There's only one exit to this place. One way in, one way out. They can monitor things better. You abandon your cart when this guy heads to the check stand. Go outside. He has to walk past you. You stand not too close, not too far from the door, phone in hand as if looking for an Uber. He comes out, walks right past you. Dude has no idea. That adds to your thrill. He has no idea he's about to die. Hanging back, you follow him to his car. He's parked in a corner not close to the entrance. Lucky. For you. He loads his 2 bags in the car. He only has 2 bags, but still pushed the whole cart to his car. Could have just as easily carried the stuff. Lazy, diseased, rude. You step behind him. He turns, startled. Dude, what's up, he says. Dude, what's up, you say.
Trick or treat!
When was the last time you babysat on a Halloween night?
Are you here, kid?
When was the last time you were chased by a deranged madman? Trick or treat. Starring Jackie Giroux, David Carradine, Terry Snodgrass, Steve Railsback. Next time, don't be so quick to open your door.
Starts Friday in select theaters and drive-ins.
What strange creatures are lurking in the night? Ah, skull face, mummy face too. Oh, ghoul face. What a frightful sight. Yes, Mom, this Halloween your kids can have fun creating their own scary disguise with Kooky Spooks makeup. They just smear it on. When the makeup dries, it cracks to make them look really old and ghoulish. Add in the sheet and the costume's complete. Kooky Spooks makeup kits, 6 frightening disguises to choose from. There's a vacancy at the Bates Motel.
Norman, is that you?
No, it's Buzz McKenzie, and it could be you. Look for this display and enter Bud Light Psycho Sweepstakes to win a Bud Light party with Buzz McKenzie at the Psycho Mansion. You could even get a mug like Spud at participating retailers. Wow!
That Spud is so cool and scary.
The Dog Walker. When the sun goes down, it is time to bring out the dog. I could say that I walk it, but in truth, it's walking me. It wanders from block to block, dipping its nose along the ground like a dowsing rod, veering to align itself along some invisible meridian. We never walk the same path twice. This is somehow both stimulating and relaxing. A sublime state I thought I'd lost when I quit smoking cigarettes. With my feet compelled, and my mind untethered to anything but the dog, I am free to ponder old quandaries like, why do bad things happen to good people? The dog wanders, and I wonder. If there is a larger plan, the dog isn't sharing it with me. Some blocks make for less than pleasant strolling. Broken bottles and soiled condoms sprout like weeds. Shit-stained newspapers and dirty needles clog the gutters. Things shift inside parked cars with dark eyes, human and animal, that stare through greasy, fogged windows. The dog follows a smell to a darkly blotted mattress. It traces the filth with its fist-sized nose, and then pulls me onward. We leave Skid Row for a more respectable neighborhood. It is funny how such different worlds can exist right next to each other, completely separated by unmarked borders, unbuilt walls, and unspoken prejudices. Here, the people sleep safe and snug inside well-appointed homes. The houses are clean, but not where it counts. I'm no angel, yet I see darkness behind those white picket fences. Have you ever spotted a wife with a black eye? Or a child with a cigarette burn? Would you say anything if you did? Of course not. You don't poke your nose into other people's business. You follow the rules, because you're a good person. But bad things happen to good people. The dog tugs from the orderly cones of streetlight into the chaotic shadows of wooded yards. It scours the wet grass, nose twitching to discard the earthly night smells from the lingering trail of its prey. The families here insulate their children from the world with thick hedges and manicured lawns. Do they know how many sex offenders live in their neighborhood? How about yours? No one has ever knocked on your door and declared themselves, like you think they're supposed to. But they're all posted on a government website. I would call it eye-opening, but then, you haven't looked. Like the people here, you refuse to smell the stench of corruption that lingers around you. The hound moves with purpose now, hot on the trail. I step over a newspaper left to molder in a plastic shroud. You skim the news, glossing over the deaths of faceless strangers. You just want the headlines, like the story about the serial killer brought to justice. I know a thing or two about serial killers. The FBI estimates that there are as many as 2,000 serial killers operating under the radar. The police may suspect that one is stalking your area even now, but they won't reveal it. They don't want to alert the killer, or he'll change his pattern. Your trusty news helps cover it up. They want the bigger, juicier story. Like you, they just want headlines. The dog brings me, at last, to a gated driveway. The lawn on the other side is crammed with exotic cars and statues in such excess that it looks like a royal junkyard. It takes me a moment to recognize that the stack of glass and steel cubes is the actual house, and not a piece of modern art. It shines in the moonlight, flawless and kitchen clean. But a foul scent has the hound drooling. It takes off without me and squeezes between the bars. I dig my heels in and hold tight. The beast strains at the leash, eager to be rid of me, choking itself in excitement. It takes me a moment to squeeze through the gate myself. The motion detectors are dormant as we climb the marble steps. The dog claws at the front door, bristling and snorting. The alarms are silent. Together, we collapse and shift through wood, brick, and reinforced steel to breach the sinner's lair. A balding 60-year-old man, caught halfway between his refrigerator and a laptop on the dining room table, sees us as we coagulate from empty space. The beast crouches to attack. What trail of evil deeds has brought us to this man's door? What is on that glowing screen? Is he a corporate raider? A money launderer? Or another milquetoast weakling who waits until his family is asleep to troll the internet for child pornography? The little man turns to flee. I let the leash slip from my hand. The hellhound shivers off its illusion and explodes into a roiling black cloud. The man is engulfed in an orange-streaked void of gnashing iron teeth forged from its hellfire engine core. It devours him with brutal efficiency, sundering his body to excavate his diseased soul. I catch a glimpse of it beneath the veils of fatty tissue and cascades of blood. It shimmers, brilliant and opalescent, the divine spark of an uncorrupted soul. This man is innocent. I call off the hellhound. This is no easy task. but it is the one assigned to me. Like I said, I'm no angel, but I am endowed with enough power to bring the demon to heel. I shout the ineffable commands and wrestle with the snarling vortex. The void excretes a pile of shredded, steaming meat that splatters across the marble foyer. The mass quivers and contracts into a mewling newborn the size of a man. He flops like a hooked fish as his body ages 60 years. His eyes roll and flutter, scorched with visions of hell. His mind is desecrated, but his soul is clear. The hound has already forgotten its victim. It sniffs around the house, seeking the old scent that had drawn it here. The beast weaves a new trail from the threadbare odors and licks its chops, eager to resume the hunt. As we slip through the wall, I look back at the naked, convulsing man, and I wonder, why do bad things happen to good people?
I do enjoy an evening with a little light entertainment. But when your video heads get dirty, you lose your picture. Not a pretty sight. Happily, this new Polaroid video cassette will help you. It actually cleans your heads as it plays, so dirty heads needn't haunt you. New Polaroid video cassettes. Get the picture?
Master?
Quiet, I'm calculating.
Isn't it dark in there?
Not for my new Anilite solar calculator from Texas Instruments.
You have a Texas instrument?
Texas Instruments Anilite calculator. Unlike other solar calculators, it works in almost...
Anilite.
Good, Renfield.
The new line of Anilite solar calculators from Texas Instruments.
Imagine the Prince of Darkness with a solar calculator.
Hi there, I'm Dumpy the Pumpkin. Carvel's Halloween ice cream cake. I weigh 44 ounces and serve 10 to 12 people.
Having a Halloween party? I'm Wiki the Witch, and I weigh 45 ounces. We're both made fresh daily at your participating Carvel ice cream store.
You want to send one to a friend? Please phone 800-327-GIFT and call the Cake Honors most major credit cards. Thank you.